This video is brought to you by G2A.com for cheap games, MSP and PSN codes. And powered by Elgato Gaming. For the best gameplay capture out there, pick up an Elgato today. Links in the description. Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to a brand new episode and a brand new season of the Portsmouth Road to Glory career mode. We are finally in the Premier League. This is what the series has been leading up to. We are finally in the top division of English football and we are ready to make it count. We're going to hopefully make a splash in our first season. We've gone back to back in terms of titles when it comes to this series, and I doubt that we're going to do that this time around if we win the Premier League, if we win both 4 divisions straight away. But either way, we'll move on. This is the team, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. As I'm sure you guys may know, we made plenty of very good pre-contract signings toward the end of the January transfer window last season, and we're going to take a look at some of our new players. The first one here is Ben Yedder, who is a very good striker. Obviously, we've already got Adam Armstrong, who's like mid-70s to high 70s, and the same with Jeremy Bogger as well, who's about mid-70s. But this man, an 80-rated striker, Ben Yedder, looks absolutely sensational in terms of physical attributes. He's really got that great ball control and dribbling as we take a look at the skill attributes. Again, super well-rounded there. He looks sensational. I was hoping to get a striker with a little bit of pace and a little bit more height. Unfortunately, Ben Yedder doesn't really have that. As a matter of fact, he becomes our shortest striker in the team. Incredible stuff right there. But I'm definitely looking to get a slightly taller striker at some point. But still, I was not going to just turn this guy down because he wasn't, unfortunately, a little tall enough. No, hell no. This guy looks superb. Moving on to the next man, and this is going to be Bruma, the Portuguese right midfielder who I've currently got at right wing. Not only does he have agility, shitloads of pace, and some decent stamina and strength for a player of his size and all that sort of stuff. It's not great, but it's okay. And other amazing physical attributes as well, but he's got some other very nice skill attributes for an 80 rated right midfielder. And again, I'm interested to see how he's going to go, but hopefully he could be pretty good for us. Only 23 years of age, so there's a chance that he can grow and become very good for us. Now for the midfielders, we've got Morgan Sanson, obviously 79 rated, and Kasami, who I was only at the start going to get one of them, but thankfully we got a bit of cash in and we were able to get them both. One thing I think you'll find with Morgan Sanson is that he's very versatile. He can pretty much play almost anywhere, as you can see. Got some decent skill attributes, again, very well rounded, all around that 70 mark, maybe even higher. And again, can play center attack and mid, center defensive mid, even go out on the left if need be. And Kasami looks like he's more of a bit of a defensive rock, that holding midfielder sort of guy that's going to stay back and be that presence just ahead of the back four. That's what I really get. That's the vibe I get. But then again, he does have some incredible stats regardless, like the ball control up in the 90s, short passings in the 90s, and the long passing as well. He looks like he could be that deep-lying playmaker who could also do quite well for us defensively. I'm almost going to go ahead and say it. He almost looks like a Yaya Toure-esque sort of player. I know that there's a very bizarre connection between Toure and Kasami, but that's the sort of vibe I'm getting. We also picked up Keane, another quality centre-back, to sort of improve the overall quality of our defense. Pretty much everyone is 75 rated across the board when it comes to our starting 11 defenders there, maybe except for Jack Brill, but he'll definitely get up to 75 nice and quick. Again, respectable defender. He's got very nice stats for a 75 centre back, and I think that he'll definitely do a pretty good job for us. We'll see how long he stays in the starting 11, but a good quality Premier League centre back, or maybe more of a decent Premier League centre back, if you know what I mean. But still, moving on to the second to last, we made a lot of pre-contract signings. Second to last pre-contract signing, this is Loris Karius, the man who has actually taken away Daniel Bentley's starting 11 goalkeeping position. Karius is 1 year older than Daniel Bentley, but he is 4 overall higher, and I definitely want to play him in a few games to see how much better he is, or if I can really sense that there's a difference, a big difference between Bentley and Karius, to see if he's being able to keep that starting 11's position, because I absolutely love Daniel Bentley, don't get me wrong, but we just picked up a quality goalkeeper, and it'd be a bit weird if I didn't play him over Daniel Bentley, considering on paper he is the better goalkeeper. And the final signing, it's taken me a while to get through them, I'm sorry, but Moyika is the final player that we picked up on a pre-contract. Immediately you see the agility, the pace. He's a big man as well, so for him to have those sort of stats, very well rounded in his mental and physical, is sensational. Only a handful that are below 70. And then moving on to skill attributes, he can definitely do the job a little further forward up the park. He's a left midfielder that really can play at left wing and even at left back if need be. As it says right there, he's 6'1", 25 years of age, can play at left mid and left back. And to be honest, I'm actually very happy that he can play left back, because I'm almost more tempted to play him at left back than, say, Charlie Taylor, because I've really got to sort my bench out for this Premier League season. My bench, by the way, is going to look like this. Bentley on the bench just in case we need that goalkeeper if something happens. We've got Odebayo there at right back. We've got Webster, our backup centre back. Moyika, who can play at left wing if need be. And again, if something happens to our left back, he can also play there. We've got Ryan Kent at right mid. Ryblin at centre mid, who can pretty much play anywhere in the midfield. And then you've got Adam Armstrong, a backup striker. I'm pretty happy with that bench. And then we've got some pretty quality reserves as well, which I'm super happy about the depth of this team. We have really set ourselves up well for our first season in the Premier League. Boy, that took me a long time to get through. I'm sorry, but we have added some incredible and a lot of quality players for our first Premier League season, and I'm very happy with it. But anyway, that does mean now we've got plenty of players, 41 to be in total on our list. So obviously not all of them are going to play games, and some of them need to be moved aside, moved to other places, other clubs, maybe loaned out for a bit. So these are the players I've got transfer listed and for loan. I've also done plenty of research and plenty of scouting before we start the fourth season, which we obviously are doing right now, and picked up some absolutely insane players, or not necessarily picked up, but found a couple of brilliant players that I've added to the shortlist, and hopefully we'll be able to maybe sign a couple of them either on pre-contract or right away in this transfer window. And so finally, guys, I reckon we're going to get rolling. We're finally getting underway with the season. Immediately we pick up a transfer offer for a player that I'm not really looking to sell. Adam Armstrong again. This is going to be tempting, but I'm probably going to reject. There are just some players that I might be more open to selling than others, and I don't think Armstrong is going to be a pretty important backup for us either way. This is one player that I definitely want to move on because he's actually retiring. I thought he was retiring at the end of the season. Maybe not, but still, Exeter City for 200. Absolutely. But here we go then, guys. First game that we are playing this season. It is an international friendly, of course, the International Cup. Get that done. Anyway, skip ahead. It's a 2-0 victory straight away. Ben Yedder picking up both goals, so that's a good start for him. He didn't just get 2 goals, he also picked up the man of the match, the very first man of the match as well for the season, a 9.1. So the new boy Ben Yedder immediately becomes the leader of the J-Bucks murder race with 9.1. It's good to see that Kenny Prince Schwab doesn't pick up immediately man of the match for the first 4 or 5 games. It just sets himself for the whole damn season. But we are going to advance to the next game and see what happens in that one, unless we pick up a transfer in between that's worth note. And again, it looks like we're being very busy right now as we are getting transfer offer after transfer offer for Adam Armstrong. Again, we got confirmation of Danny Hollands going there, but Adam Armstrong, again, another offer for him. Now, a couple more transfers, but not necessarily for Adam Armstrong. We've got one for Ryan Hurst here, definitely a player that I want to loan out and get games into, so we'll send him away. 66 rated and 18 years of age, looking solid. Again, could get some decent money for Daniel Johnson, but I'm not sure about whether or not we could get a replacement. And on top of that, there's also Jeremy Bogger. Maybe I'll take a look and see, but at the moment, I don't want to lose too many of my starting 11 players at the moment in my first Premier League season. But now then, moving into the next game against FC Coin. I don't know if that's exactly how you say it, but still moving on. We've immediately scored. For a second, I thought they were the ones that scored, but Sanson within 2 minutes will skip ahead, a 1-1 draw. They did pick up a 3-0 win, or a 3-1 win, or 3-0 win, in their last game. So a 1-1 draw. All right, we'll take the point. And of course, just like in the last game, the man of the match goes to the goal scorer, Morgan Sanson. Only got a 7 this time around, but then again, understandable considering it was just the 1 goal and it was a draw. Now, I'll be honest, guys. I've gone back to this one offer that we've got from Osasuna for Daniel Johnson. I don't know how much I could really send Osasuna for. I don't think we'll be able to get like double or maybe even more than what his value is from Osasuna, but I'm still tempted to give it a go. I'm going to try to say like 13 or 14 point. I tell you what, we'll go for 14 million. That's a little over double what he's worth. I'll submit the counter. If we can get some reasonable money for Johnson, I'm thinking about trading him on and maybe getting a centre attacking midfielder a bit higher rated and hopefully a bit younger as well. I'm definitely keen on getting a proper centre attacking midfielder for this formation that we're playing, because right now we have 3 centre midfielders playing at 2 centre midfield spots and 1 at centre attacking mid. But then again, I'd just like to get a proper centre attacking midfielder. I've currently got my eyes on 2 who are both in the last year of their contracts who we could hopefully get for cheap. And boy, I would love either or. And one of those centre attacking midfielders right now, ladies and gentlemen, is James Maddison. I definitely would like to pick this man up, of course, a partner in crime of Adam Armstrong at Coventry City last season. And I definitely think he could be very good. As a matter of fact, he's already high 70s. He's 79 rated, 21 years of age, a crucial first team player, but in the final year of his contract. So they want 14.5. That's a little over his value. I offered 7.5 at the start. I'm going to see if I can meet the middle there and maybe offer about 11 and a half. Yeah, I'm going to try that. We're going to go with 11.5 million for James Maddison. Again, that's less than his value, and if we can get him for that, I'll be very, very happy. And at the same time, we've already got Osasuna trying to get Daniel Johnson for around about that same amount. So imagine if we pretty much straight swap Daniel Johnson with James Maddison. a younger player that is higher rated and better suited for the position, I'd be stoked. So I'm going to do that. Let's offer 11 or maybe even 12, because then again, you don't get all the money that you get from a transfer, do you? Some of it goes to the board or whatever. So let's go for 12.5. And by the way, guys, I should mention that the other player, the other center attacking midfielder I'm looking at is Charlie Musonda, who definitely I would love to pick up if possible. But then again, I don't know a lot about his stats. I don't know who's better. I think Maddison might actually end up being a better player than Musonda, so, or at least stats-wise. So we'll see. And again, he's also, I would assume he'd probably be a bit higher rated. But now for the final game that we're going to simulate today, hopefully we can get the win here and pretty much secure our progression into the next stage of this International Friendly Cup. Skip. Ooh, that's not good. And we've also just gone and picked up an injury in the 85th minute. That would be, that'd be awful. Literally, they scored and we got an injury immediately after. That is just bogus. Bloody hell, man. That means we've been knocked out of the group stage as well. Shit. That was some potential funds that really could have helped us out, but no, we're gone. Unfortunately, knocked out with a loss. In the 85th minute, we concede and get an injury to Morgan Sanson. I don't even know how long he's out for. He's only going to be out for a week, which, okay, is not that bad. He's like, we got a whole month until our next game, but bloody hell. We do get about 1.5 mil, which is nice, but we could have gotten a little bit more, if you know what I mean. It does suck, but unfortunately, we're going to have to move on. Hopefully, we can focus on transfers now. As a matter of fact, we actually hear back from our youth scouts, and we also hear back from Napoli. Have they accepted? Have they not? They're pretty much out. But let's take a look and see what our youth scouts have found. We've got this man who's probably a no, I would say. I'm not too sure. That man's a no. And that man, again, definitely looks all right. He's got good potential. Not sure about the height, though, for a goalkeeper, but he's definitely tempting. Checking out what they've got in France. That man's a no, and that man's probably also a no. And now let's take a look and see what they've got in England. Josh Obika looks okay, decent potential. Not a great overall. 6'4", though, so pretty tall, which I like, of course. Nana Thompson, pretty cool name, but unfortunately probably not good enough. Scott Grant definitely looks very good. He's got a solid overall and the potential, which is 94 and a minimum of 77. Very happy with that. As a matter of fact, he's probably the best player that we've seen so far, except for... Nope, Tom Phillips is wank. Okay, no, Scott Grant's the best. He's 16 and 5'2", which I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's definitely, on paper, easily the best player that we've got. So I'm going to sign him and pretty much scout the rest. But we're just still advancing, still waiting to hear back from some of the clubs that we're trying to sell Daniel Johnson to. And we've got a transfer offer accept from Norwich, which is great. And now let's take a look. Feyenoord have not accepted the 13 million. They still want to pay 6, so that's not happening. Norwich have accepted. And Osasuna are paying 11.5, which is... pretty much what we've... Okay, then. You know what? I'm going to take that. We may not be getting all of that 11.5, some of it going to the board, but I'm still pretty happy with basically straight swapping Daniel Johnson for James Maddison. So offer him 5 years, no squad role, no bonus. Hopefully that'll be good enough, and bang. And while I'm still very excited to potentially be getting James Maddison, there's still another centre attacking midfielder that I would love for potentially getting right now, and that is Charlie Musonda from Arsenal, who I don't know, I really want to get him, but at the same time, I know what his overall... what I think it'll be, and it's probably only going to be like mid to low 70s at the moment. And again, his stats obviously and his value aren't as good as James Maddison, but we know that Charlie Musonda has one thing that Maddison doesn't, and that's 5-star skill moves, and I think also 5-star weak foot. Yeah, I started this career mode at the time where he had 5-star, he might still, I don't know, but he's got 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. There's only one other player in the game that has both 5-star weak foot and skill moves, and that's freaking Neymar, and that is very exciting. But at the same time, I mean, like, I don't know, they're about the same age. Maddison's higher rated. It's tough, man. I don't know. I'm going to throw down an offer. We'll see what happens. I'm going to start small and say like 6 mil or something like that for Charlie Musonda. But if they're giving me too much hassle, then forget about it. We're also starting to see some pretty big offers coming through for Daniel Bentley at the moment. 11 million from Montpellier when he's only rated 8.5. And again, he's 25 years of age now. So... yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. Like, boom, there's another one. Roma for 10 million. I swear that if we wanted to, we could probably get him for 15 million plus if we wanted to. I still think we're okay at the moment, though. We don't need to do any revenue raising at the moment, or at least not from what I can see. Contract offer accepted, and a player has been sold. Of course, it's Daniel Johnson for 11.5. We only get 10 million from that sale, so we're losing 1.5 million, but really that's not an awful lot compared to what we have. And immediately, James Maddison, bang, we could bring him into the team right now. But... I'm not going to, because I'm sure there'd be a few of you watching that'd be like, no, wait to see what Arsenal have to say about Musonda. But I need to hear back from them immediately. They want 10 million for a player that is definitely not 10 million. He's worth more than that. 8.5, worth 10 million. Could maybe get him for his value, but at the same time, I just think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to get Maddison. You never know. We could be absolutely littered with cash at one point in this career mode, and we could go back for Musonda. But I feel like Maddison is a solid signing. We're swapping him for John. I'm going to do it. We're going to get Maddison. So James Maddison, welcome to the club, big boy. Here we go. So there we go then, guys. We've got a proper center attacking midfielder, 79 overall, and only 21 years of age, who's definitely going to grow to get better and better and better. I reckon he could get to about mid-80s by maybe even toward the end of this season or halfway through the next season. Who knows? He's going to be quality. We all know that. That's going to be great. Again, he's got the physical stats to play at the center attacking midfield position, and again, super well-rounded skill attributes, all knocking on the door of 80 or so that with training he's going to get to very, very quickly. And then, of course, he can play center forward, striker if need be, high attacking work rates. He's got a bit of height about him too. I love him to bits. He looks great. So, guys, honestly, now that that's done, I don't really feel like I have any immediate transfers that I want to or even need to make. So I'm kind of happy with just advancing, getting to the start of the Premier League season and leaving this episode there. If anything happens big transfer-wise, obviously we're still scouting a whole bunch of players that we're getting reports back for, but if anything big happens, then I'll just let you know. Like, we're still getting bucket loads of transfer offers for Daniel Bentley, like out of absolutely nowhere, and of course the odd one for Adam Armstrong, but I'm almost starting to think, what could happen if I could sell Adam Armstrong for about 16 or 17 or 18 million? I mean, could we do it? Will we do it? We've already got a quality goalkeeper, but I don't know. Let's say something happened to him. Yeah, it's interesting. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to counter offer, but it's going to be for a big amount. It's going to have to be for 18 million for all of these clubs. This, though, ladies and gentlemen, is a transfer that we can just make and not worry about. We're getting 200 grand less in his value, but I don't really mind. Kyle Bennett, 70 overall, 27 years of age. He's not really going to get too many games, I would imagine, with some of the players that we have now. So I reckon he's probably time to go. So been a servant for the club for the last couple of seasons, but see you later. And boom, take a look at this. I've been wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, so I haven't been showing you, but we've actually been able to get 17.5 million for Daniel Bentley. That is an insane amount. That is plenty of transfer money that we could either spend now, or we could wait for January and hopefully try to get some even better or get some more players in. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do with this money, but I know that I'm definitely at some point going to need a shitload of cash in to really make a big move at either this transfer window or the next one. Daniel Bentley is a quality goalkeeper. He's been sensational for us. Jack Dixon, obviously, is going to be a player that we're going to send away on loan. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. He's been a quality player for us. But now that we do have Loris Karius, who's about the same age, a little bit higher rated, I do think it is a reasonable and logical transfer if we are going to bring in a bucket load of cash and make some awesome signings. Obviously, you guys may have already seen the shortlist that I have and some of the insane players that we can get on not only pre-contracts, but on top of that, just get on the cheap considering they're in the last year of their contract. So I'm so pumped. We could make some big transfers this season. Oh, we've got some pretty crazy news though. Daniel Bentley's transfer talks have broken down, which is pretty insane. But at the same time, we've got, hang on a minute, where is this? Yeah, we have another club in Coin, or again, if that's how you say it, god damn it. But they've also accepted for 17.5. So even though that transfer talk is broken down, there's still a chance he might still go. If transfer talks break down between two different clubs for the same player, then I'll take that as a sign and he'll probably stay. But only if another transfer talk breaks down. Here's another transfer offer for a player we're looking to sell, Gareth Evans, 65. He's already gone down. He's 500 grand, yet we'll send him away. We also find out that there's been a training injury to Ryan Kent, who's going to be out for 5 weeks. So he's pretty much going to miss the first month of Premier League football, which sucks. But then again, he's not the starting 11 player that he was before, so it's not too bad of an injury. But I think we just got confirmation there. Player sold. I can only imagine that is Daniel Bentley. So he's gone. 15 million that we got from him for that. He's only worth 8 million and we get 15. That is incredible when he's not even our starting 11 goalkeeper. That is sensational. And now another loan offer. Seriously, we are sending away tons of players right now, both on loan, getting rid of the dead wood. We're really having a pretty active transfer window at the moment. We're selling players, bringing great players in like Maddison. I mean, this has been bloody going, hasn't it? And again, another one. It's another loan. This time for Sebastian Thesca, going to Real Madrid. Don't know how many games he's going to get, but then again, at the same time, am I really going to pass up this loan offer and risk not getting another one for the same player? I don't know, man. I'm just going to do it. Who knows? Maybe Real Madrid can teach him things that we don't. I don't know if you've noticed as well either, but Portsmouth and Real Madrid have been doing some business in this career mode. Like me and Zinedine Zidane, we're like bloody that, mate. And again, another one, another goalkeeper. This is incredible. I've almost got to be careful because if something were to happen to Karius, I'd maybe only be left with like one goalkeeper. But again, I think we'll be okay. But finally, I see it. The first Premier League game of the season, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another transfer in those 4 days. Another offer. That's incredible with how busy this window has been. But no, we have made it to the end of the episode and the first game of the Premier League season against Middlesbrough. They are the first team we play in the Premier League. Then we go to St. James Park to play Newcastle. Newcastle in the Premier League. What? That doesn't make sense. But before I leave you with this episode, guys, I'm just going to really quickly get your opinion on something, if you will. I might get you to vote as well. There'll probably be a poll on this YouTube or maybe even on Twitter or something like that. I'll link you. I'll make sure that you know where to vote for. But I'm considering something. I don't know if I should do it or if I shouldn't. I don't know if it's too early or if it would make sense. But basically, it's something that always comes up in Road to Glory career modes when you make it to the top league. And that's a financial takeover. Some of you right now might be going, yes, finally, I thought he'd never do it. And some of you are probably going, no, don't do it. For the love of God, please don't do it. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the Premier League is lit right now. You've got clubs like Crystal Palace buying so many awesome players and spending so much freaking money. It's incredible. You've got clubs like Watford turning down insane amounts of money for players like Igalo and stuff like that. It's mental how crazy and how expensive some of these, or how rich some of these clubs have probably become thanks to that TV rights deal. But I just want to hear your take on it. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll do it, but if there's a pretty overwhelming response, then maybe we will. And then again, it goes both ways. If there is an absolute no, then we won't do it. If there is a very concrete yes, then maybe I'll have to consider it. But let me know what you think, guys, in the comments below, in the poll. Let me know. Until next time, guys, my name's MasterBucks. Season 4 is underway. Have a good one. Bye-bye.